AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with.
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't.
But
she's
AOC,
very far left.
Let me tell you why I'd say
Bill Maher completely knocked down her bold speeches on live television, offering zero softness and zero sympathy, which caused an immediate shock across the internet. Her supporters suddenly went silent. Even her usual fans stepped back uncomfortably because, honestly, the situation was built by her own choices, and now the drama, the messages, and the performances have all become part of America's everyday cycle.
Favorite interviews was when AOC was talking to that lady and she asked her to expand about Israel-Palestine.
Oh my God.
Well, I believe absolutely in Israel's right to exist.
She just collapsed into herself. It's literally like a fifth grader that didn't study.
Look at that incident more through just as an incident.
And then they asked you about the subject, or you didn't read the book. Well, it's about Billy and his dog.
What people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is...
But the crazy thing about that interview is that her first comment comes off with, total authority.
I am a proponent of a two-state solution.
One little follow-up question. The question's like, well, what do you mean by that? And then you just see her get weaker and weaker.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
So what do you mean by that? She's like, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. And she literally goes, I'm really not the expert.
Do you think you can expand on that? I am not the expert on geopolitics on this issue.
Since Mark questioned her political resume, which is simply advocacy over Wi-Fi, AOC has been fumbling as if someone had disconnected her teleprompter. She was once the poster child of the young left. They characterized them as passionate, clever, and combative. Indeed, until mature questions like immigration, the economics, or climate policy were made of her. Suddenly, the confidence was replaced with confusion and prefabricated platitudes. Joe Rogan also stepped in, saying she seems more like a brand than a leader. Oh no.
Here she is.
I think if you actually do see some of the photos of the signs, I think there's something to be said about the government's about to shut down. There's a vote clock that's going down. The exits that are normally open in that building were suddenly closed.
Suddenly.
So
The fire alarm?
what I'm here to say is that
What I'm here to say is...
and U.S. Capitol Police and Jamal Bowman are an active, and he's fully participating in saying there was a misunderstanding. But what I do think is...
Hold on. He's active and fully participating in saying that there was a misunderstanding?
He was actively...
That is not our language.
No, he was...
What language is that? She is delightfully stupid. I know people don't like her. I understand that.
Right.
But I just find her just wonderful. She's so dumb.
Systemic injustice, intersectional equity, and underrepresented voices. It sounds like a TED Talk that has lost its focus. The words are huge, but the thoughts don't do anything. It's like applying glitter on potholes in politics. When folks realized she was essentially reading Tumblr posts in a legislative tone, the magic stopped working.
He has called for the investigating and possible impeaching of members of the Supreme Court. Here's what she said.
I believe that we should be considering subpoenas. We should be considering investigations. There also must be impeachment on the table, and the Supreme Court has not been receiving the adequate oversight necessary in order to preserve their own legitimacy.
Where in the Constitution do you find oversight? One branch is the watchdog of the other branch? I don't think so. That's not the way it works.
A lot of people don't like AOC, but I really do love the earnestness of her stupidity. There's something really charming about how hard she's trying. It's like watching your 14-year-old give a speech about something they don't really fully understand. It's kind of cute. It's adorable in a very, society-destroying sort of way.
Maher brought attention to the elephant in the room. AOC's actions don't exactly fit her character as a sympathetic working-class hero. You can't dress up and lecture folks about injustice at private parties. That doesn't mean fighting the system. That is enjoying themselves in the VIP area. Then there was serious conjecture that she might eventually replace Kamala Harris. If that is the Democratic Party's destiny, it must begin anew. Being enthusiastic is amazing.
AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
They're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with.
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't.
But
She's
AOC
very far left.
Let me tell you why.
In response, Mark calmly said, "No, they don't." Lemon also folded like an inexpensive lawn chair. It was the kind of awkward circumstance that an advertisement can't fix. It illustrated exactly what is happening. Her fans are nervous, clinging, and exerting too much effort to promote a product that nobody is buying. When your hype squad can't even keep their cool, the terror is real.
People will vote for AOC and Donald Trump on the same ticket because they're authentic. No, because they're authentic.
I don't divide that.
Okay. I think you're wrong about that.
What people like about people like Trump and Fetterman is because it's irrelevant to her life.
But you don't know her life.
I know that being a gorgeous woman who I wouldn't even know was Hispanic in a city that's has 1 million Hispanics and does not treat them badly.
That doesn't mean she doesn't struggle. That doesn't mean that she was sat down.
It implies it.
But that doesn't mean that she was sat down in a Hispanic ghetto in the Bronx and had to deal with that growing up, and that she's comes from a working class family.
It implies that it implies that in some way she's behind the 8 ball because of that, and it's just not true.
M continued. He was critical of AOC's "My upbringing was challenging," the song which she frequently plays on Spotify as though it were her favorite rap tune. As it happens, she had decent schools, a safe childhood, and fantastic chances. That's acceptable, but don't pretend to be someone who conquered hardship.
So
I don't know if she's behind the 8 ball, but I don't think she's as privileged as many people who are in Congress right now.
Is that privilege or not? She was a bartender.
Yeah.
So I was a delivery boy.
But I'm saying sometimes, Bill, you don't agree with Donald Trump's policies.
No.
But that's what the people want.
Some of them.
Whether you like her or not, I don't like what she did with Amazon in New York, but I think AOC she's a Democratic icon.
Well, she's the wrong. If you think that's the direction the country should,
I'm not saying the policies that she espouses that's the direction, but I'm saying that you have to give the people who are out front speaking for the party, not the people who are.
If you think
she's evolving,
yeah, she's evolving,
and
as we all are,
and she is moving into
right.
She understands the game a little bit more, and if you notice, she is sort of becoming a sort of normal kind of Democrat in many ways. Yeah, I think she's a very smart tactic. She's very smart.
Let's get behind it.
The idea that applause should automatically hand someone power isn't democracy at all. It's more like a talent show where charm replaces qualification. Being liked and being capable are two very different things, yet this mindset, where emotions overshadow evidence, keeps pushing the Democratic Party down the same path. They seem to favor social media stars over genuine problem solvers, craving compliments instead of solutions. And that's how their movement has become driven almost entirely by feelings and confusion. It all reaches a whole new level of absurdity when AOC argues that keeping biological males out of women's sports is somehow equal to forcing them into extreme personal examinations.
Madam Ranking Member, here we are today. Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women to choose and have control over their own body, who, as women, are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing there, allowing us to die, now want to pretend today that they care about women. And why? To open up gender and, yes, genital examinations into little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans girls. And to that, today, what we have to say are 2 words: not today.
It's not a political disagreement. It's a delusion. There is no discussion of inspections. The real issue is fairness. That's all. But AOC, the queen of dramatization, turns every policy discussion into a Broadway audition. Instead of being merely another AOC presence episode, the topic deserves more in-depth discussion, overly strong emotional reaction.
Bless this bill. Yes, Bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority this majority has. Thank you.
Bill Maher completely dismantled her trendy speeches right on live TV. No softening, no sympathy, and definitely no gold stars for showing up. The reaction was immediate and chaotic. Social media exploded. Her supporters went silent, and even her most loyal fans began stepping back awkwardly because honestly, this is the situation she built herself. The whole issue, the dramatics, and the speeches have become part of America's everyday spectacle.